Hello everyone. The purpose of this video is to show you how to create a Turnitin assignment, add it to a module, and then show you how students would upload a file to that assignment, and then how you would see it in Turnitin and in the Canvas SpeedGrader. So let's see if we can accomplish that. So first of all, if we go to assignments, this is a test course that I have here, and you'll see that I've just created one module, so we'll have a place to put the assignment. So you'll also see that the assignments are hidden from the students. So we'll say assignments, and I have one assignment here, again from a test course. So if you have an assignment created already, and it's not a Turnitin assignment, you can make that assignment a Turnitin assignment if you want to. So for example, if you created an assignment for a research paper just to get it in the grade book, but you didn't plan for the students to upload it, but now you've changed your mind, you can still use this assignment. So if you click on it, you're going to say edit. And we're not actually going to do this. We're going to create another one, but I just want to show you. If you come down here where it says you're going to accept this on paper, you can just change this and say that you're going to accept it online, and then everything that I show you on the new assignment, you can still do it on this one. But let's go ahead and create a new assignment. So we'll go over here to our assignments, and we'll say add an assignment. So let's call it research paper. And we'll come down here, say it's worth 100 points. That's what I'm defaulted at, but if you're using a different system, it could be anything. Let's say we're putting it in an assignments category. You might be putting it in a category by itself. And here, this defaults to say we're going to accept this online. And we're going to click File Uploads if you haven't clicked that already. I've used this so it's remembering what I've done in the past, but you can change it if you want to. But you want to say File Uploads. Then here's where the Turnitin magic happens. So for plagiarism review, unless you're doing a file upload, you can't use this. So you're going to say Turnitin, and now it's going to load some options for us. The first option is, do you want to store the paper that you're going to check? I don't store them. I think it's a bit of a violation of the copyright of the student, so I don't do it. Some faculty do. I just say do not store the submitted papers. And here it's defaulted to check against student repositories, websites, periodicals, anything. You can ask it to exclude the bibliography if you want to. Sometimes I do, but typically I don't. And again, you've got some options here of what you can do. If you change any of these, you can just click Save as Default Settings, and it will remember you, and you won't have to change them every time. And then coming down here again, you can have a variety of things that you have happen once the student submits. You can show the student the Turnitin report immediately. So if they've plagiarized, they can see it right there, so they'll know what they're up against. They'll know what you're seeing. If they turn it in early and see that it's, a lot of plagiarism in it, whether they know that or not ahead of time, they have a chance to maybe fix it and submit again. Or if you don't want them to do that, you can say after the assignment is graded, after the due date, or never. So we'll just say never for right now. And come down here, and when is it going to be due? I'll just quickly say it's going to be due tomorrow at, let's say, we'll say it's going to be due at 11:59 tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. So done, and we'll say save and publish. All right, now remember, we have created the assignment in our assignments file. The students can't see this, so we have got to come back to our modules and we have to add this assignment to the modules or the students won't be able to see it. So it's our research paper. We're going to click on that and we're going to say add the item, and there it is. So that's how you create it and add it to your module. Make sure your module is published and that your assignment is published. So now we're going to look and see what the student will do next. So I'm going to go to Home, and all of our classes are defaulted to have a test student in them, so we can see sort of the way students see things. Not everything is exactly the same, but if we say Student View, we'll see here that students don't see assignments here at all. All they can see is the modules. So a student will see the research paper. We'll click on this, and we'll get the option to submit the assignment. So I'm going to now change my role, and I'm a student. So I'm going to choose a file, and I have a sample file here. This is our demo research paper. In order for the student to submit the file, the student has to click here, agrees that the assignment is his or her own work. Now, obviously, we have students who might have no problem clicking that even if it were not the case, but they have to at least click it and say submit assignment. All right, and now it says the assignment is submitted. So now we're going to leave the student view, and we're going to go back here to our modules, and now we're in the teacher view. So we're going to click this, and we're going to come up here and click Speed Grader. Now, if all of your students were here, if you had a list of students, you just click up here and you see all of their names. But because we only have one student, we see that a student. And we'll see here that the paper is here. And I made another video where it shows that we can go ahead and make corrections, highlight, and sort of like word track changes. Now up here, you'll see that this paper is here, and the submission is pending, so Turnitin is scoring it. Sometimes it scores instantly, sometimes it takes a while. So I'm going to just refresh this again, resubmit it. It's still, Turnitin is busier sometimes than others. It seems to be a little busier in the evening than it is in the day, but we'll just take a minute here and see if we can get it to check itself. And again, sometimes when you submit it instantly, we'll check it. Okay, now it's checked. So you'll see right here it's telling you a similarity report, and we can already tell that this student's got some funny stuff going on. Well, not funny, ha. So if we click on this, watch what happens. This is so magic, and Turnitin is so awesome. I've been using Turnitin for a long time before it got anywhere near this easy to use. So this opens us up in a different window, and you can see that it's telling us, and I'll show you how we know where this is coming from. But just look down through here and see that this student lifted almost everything from sources other than his or her own information. So I'm going to click here. This is the Similarity Report, and here it shows me that the student got 62% of it from another student's paper that was submitted to probably some cheating website like there are lots of them. I don't have one right in my head right now, but there are many of them. And so almost all of these are student papers that was submitted, but he or she obviously took the biggest chunk of it right from here. Now if I click on this, I already know what's going to happen. It's not going to take me to the source because I'm sure this is a protected source. But let's try this one here. This one might possibly, this is an internet source. So this here takes you directly to the source and shows you where it came from. That's not going to happen if I click here. It's going to say, well, actually it's given us more information than I thought it would. But this is showing where it came from and showing this particular quote. See, Bridport Education, intellectual property of the authors. So we can't get to this source, but we can see where it came from. So obviously 73% is far, far, far higher than you want to have on a match. And, I typically tell students that, 10 to 12% of their paper, and even any of that has to be directly quoted and cited. So obviously this student has got some issues that are significant. So when I come back over here, I could go ahead and what I would probably do is just download a copy of the Turnitin report and upload it here, and I would add a comment that said something along the lines of, you've received a 0 on this because of plagiarism, and I will report you to the academic dean, that sort of thing, and a grade here of 0. So hopefully that's not always the case, and it isn't always the case. This is a strange course, a strange case. But anyway, this is the way you do it. It's easy and often instantaneous, that you can absolutely and quickly see what it is that the student has submitted and where it came from. So hopefully that was helpful, and I know it was fast and certainly not scripted, but hopefully it'll be helpful for you to know how to set this up.